Imagine a world where the oceans are sealed beneath kilometers of ice, where continents lie buried under endless white deserts, where the sun still rises in the sky, yet gives almost no warmth. This is not a distant exoplanet or a frozen moon orbiting a gas giant. This is Earth. More than 700 million years ago, our planet crossed a threshold so extreme that it nearly erased life itself. A time when glaciers reached the equator, when the seas fell silent beneath ice, and when survival became almost impossible. Tonight, we leave the warmth of the present behind. We travel backward through deep time into a frozen chapter of Earth's history known as Snowball Earth. As time rewinds, the familiar continents dissolve, mountains flatten, coastlines shift and vanish, the blue of the oceans darkens and dulls. We arrive in the late Proterozoic eon, a world that looks alien even by geological standards. The continents are clustered near the equator, wrapped in shallow seas. The atmosphere holds far less oxygen than today. Life exists, but only as simple, microscopic organisms drifting through ancient oceans. At first, the planet is cold but alive. Ice appears near the poles. Seasons still exist. The oceans still circulate. Photosynthesis still operates across wide regions of the seas. Earth, though harsh, remains habitable. Then something begins to change. Carbon dioxide levels begin to fall. Chemical weathering accelerates as continents break apart and expose fresh rock to rain and air. Volcanic activity slows. Less carbon dioxide enters the atmosphere to replace what is lost. The planet begins to lose heat. Snow appears at higher latitudes and lingers longer each year. Ice reflects sunlight back into space, preventing it from warming the surface. Cooling feeds more cooling. Ice expands, reflecting more light, driving temperatures even lower. A powerful feedback loop begins, and once it starts, Earth cannot easily stop it. Glaciers surge outward from the poles. They crawl across continents, grinding rock to dust. They reach the tropics. Eventually, they approach the equator itself. The oceans begin to freeze, not only at the surface, but deeper and deeper, layer by layer. If satellite eyes had existed at this time, Earth would appear pale and ghostly, a white sphere drifting through space. The planet's average surface temperature may plunge below -40 degrees Celsius. Sunlight strikes ice instead of water. Photosynthesis collapses across much of the planet. For millions of years, Earth remains locked in ice. There are no seasons, no rain, no open seas, only wind, ice, and silence. This is Snowball Earth at its peak, a planet that by all appearances should be dead. And yet, life does not disappear. Deep beneath the frozen oceans, water remains liquid. Heat from Earth's interior still seeps upward, preventing the deepest waters from freezing solid. Around hydrothermal vents, chemical energy continues to flow. In cracks within the ice, thin layers of liquid water form where pressure, salinity, or geothermal warmth lower the freezing point. Near the equator, bands of slush and open water may persist beneath the ice. In these narrow refuges, life endures. Microbes adapt to darkness, cold, and scarcity. They slow their metabolisms to a crawl. Growth becomes rare, reproduction slows, energy is conserved with extreme efficiency. These organisms do not thrive, they survive. For millions of years, these fragile ecosystems persist in isolation, scattered across a frozen world. Small pockets of life cling to existence beneath kilometers of ice, cut off from one another, waiting. Earth is silent on the surface, but alive in hiding. And all the while, something unseen is building. Volcanoes do not stop erupting during Snowball Earth. Deep within the planet, tectonic processes continue. Carbon dioxide pours steadily into the atmosphere from volcanic vents. Under normal conditions, this gas would be removed by rain and chemical weathering, locked away in rocks and sediments. But with the oceans frozen, rain cannot fall. Weathering grinds to a halt. Greenhouse gases accumulate slowly, relentlessly. Century after century, millennium after millennium, the ice still holds, but the balance is shifting. As carbon dioxide levels rise, the atmosphere traps more heat. The sun's warmth, long reflected away by ice, begins to gain a foothold. At first, the change is imperceptible. Then, gradually, the system approaches a tipping point. And when the thaw begins, it is not gentle. Ice retreats rapidly. Glaciers collapse into the oceans. Sea ice fractures and break apart. Global temperatures surge. The frozen planet swings violently to the opposite extreme. Torrential rains fall for centuries, perhaps longer. The newly exposed continents are stripped by erosion. Vast quantities of nutrients are washed into the oceans. Carbon dioxide levels remain dangerously high, driving intense greenhouse warming. But now, sunlight reaches the seas again. Photosynthesis explodes. Microbial populations bloom across the oceans, fueled by abundant nutrients and light. Oxygen production increases. Chemical cycles accelerate. The planet, long frozen, becomes biologically active once more. In the aftermath of catastrophe, complexity begins to rise. Within tens of millions of years, Earth will witness the emergence of large multicellular organisms, bodies with tissues, with movement, with specialized functions. These are the distant ancestors of animals and eventually of us. Snowball Earth did not end life, it reshaped it. From the depths of cosmic cold, life endured. From a frozen silence, it found a way forward. Snowball Earth reminds us of something profound. Our planet is not gentle by default. It has nearly erased itself more than once. And yet, against staggering odds, life persisted. Every forest, every animal, every human heartbeat is descended from organisms that survived a world of ice. We live on a planet that remembers extremes, a planet that has swung between fire and ice, between near sterility and explosive abundance. As we stand today, wrapped in a thin atmosphere, orbiting an ordinary star, we are not separate from Earth's story. We are its continuation, a reminder that even on a frozen world, life can wait, adapt, and rise again.